Hello, everybody. Welcome along to the latest set of Championship score predictions in association with Match Bingo. We are up to round 30, Sam, before we get into the predictions. We want you to get involved in the comments. What, my friend, are the scores on the doors?
Yeah, well, we're catching up on a couple of rounds of fixtures. I say rounds of fixtures. There was that weird week where there was only the 3 games on the Saturday and they were a bit all over the place. So anyway, you did accumulate 5 points from that little flurry of games. You nailed Millwall 1, Preston North End 1. So therefore, you scored 5 points and I only got 1. And then last week, 7 points to me, 6 to you, means that there's been another 3-point swing. So you got 11 points accumulatively. I got 8 points. We're up to 70. Ben plays 57. Moi. 13-point gap.
I'm in the driving seat. Give yourself a slap on the back for calling Norwich 2, Coventry 1, correct, Sam?
Thank you. That was the one I failed to mention there. Yeah, so I think it was just 2 on the nose, really. Your Millwall, Preston North End,
I deserve some credit for calling a Plymouth away win, don't I?
You do, and you called very nearly. You called Leicester to win 4-1 at Stoke.
I said 5-0 and it was... I said 4-1, yeah, you're right, and it was 5-0.
And I said it was going to be a goalless draw, so that shows what I know.
Lovely stuff. Right, let's get into round 30, Sam. Do you want to go first or second?
Go on, mate, I'll go first.
And it's the mouth-watering matchup on this week's Championship Check-In podcast. Sheffield Wednesday versus Birmingham.
It's brilliant. I want to play the 1-1 in it straight off the bat. But
get in there.
No, I'm not. I'm going to go for Sheffield Wednesday to arrest the little malaise, little slide, much needed win. Not going to be many goals. 2-1.
Well, Sheffield Wednesday embarrassed both of us last week, didn't they? Because we both predicted that they would go to Huddersfield and win in the absence of Huddersfield having a manager, and they lost 4-0. So I'm cross with Sheffield Wednesday, which means I'm going to back against the Owls, and I'm going to go for an away win. In fact, can I just flip your scoreline, Sam? So you've gone 2-1 home win. I am going 2-1 away win, and I see why you've gone first now, Sam, because that puts me first for Ipswich versus West Brom. Oh my God, do Ipswich need a win? I think I might go with my heart over my head here, which we're not supposed to do. They're not gonna score twice, are they? Are they going to score twice? Go on, let's go for Ipswich to actually get it right after 1 win in 8, and I'm going to go 2-1 again. Ipswich 2, West Brom 1, and yes, everybody in the comments, that is more in hope than expectation.
Yeah, something similar just popped into my head, and I think I've backed against Ipswich the last couple of games, and I've taken no pleasure in being correct. So I'm going to go for a home win here as well. I'm going to join you, but I'm going to go for just like a very West Brom home result, but flip it. Ipswich 1, West Brom 0.
I love it. And we're on to the Paul Lambert derby. It is Blackburn versus Stoke. Blackburn, this week's cause for concern. Sam, are you following that up with an away win here?
Yeah, I think I am. I don't know why. I can't give you proper merits as to why I'm going to go for this. I just think this is a big game for both. And I just think there's so many problems mounting up at Blackburn. And maybe we're not quite there yet with Stoke. I don't think there'll be many goals. I think Stoke are capable of a shutout, so I'm going to go for 1-0.
Yeah, I agree with your logic. We don't like chaos. You seem to be saying that Stoke are probably closer to being able to get back to winning ways, and I agree with that. Blackburn never draws, so I've got to go away win with you. Do you know, I might go for a gnarly one, being as we've gone cause for concern. 3-0. Blackburn, no, sorry, don't write it down. 3-1. Blackburn are good going forward, aren't they? Blackburn 1, Stoke 3. This one could be agricultural at times, couldn't it? Cardiff v Preston. I think they're going to both try and beat up on each other, aren't they? If Preston were at home, I would be higher on them. But great result for Cardiff. Sam said that Baloo got what he wanted in the window, so I'm going to back Cardiff for that reason, and I will go Cardiff 2, Preston 0. What say you, Sam?
I just can't separate them really. I think it may give Cardiff a little bit of impetus in an attacking sense. Preston should be more confident than they were prior to the Ipswich win. I'll go for a draw and I'll go for some goals. 2-2.
Like it. Straight on for you, Sam, to Hull versus Swansea.
Yeah, this is a really big game all of a sudden for Swansea, I think. They go to Leeds next
No, they
Tuesday.
don't.
They do, because I'm working
They've had
on
a
the game.
horrible run of fixtures, to be fair, Luke Williams, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm working on the game, so I'm a little bit fearful for them. So I think this is must not lose, really. And do you know what? I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, despite everything we've just said there. I'm going to go for 1-1.
I would like to play the Joker for a bonus point here. They've been conceding goals left and right. Jaden Philogene was the player to watch, and we spoke about the potential of, those attacking players clicking. Hull 4, Swansea 2. You like that, Sam?
I like it, and I'm like a little bit jealous because I don't know where Swansea are going to get a 1-1 from there, considering what we spoke about with Hull on the Championship Check-In podcast. I just think it's kind of it may call for Swansea to have to play a little bit differently in the short term to get to where they want to be when they can remold that squad, and it may start this weekend in a game when you're going to Ellen Road. You may have to shut up shop a little bit.
Speaking of Ellen Road, Sam, and I hate these when they're so obvious that they're glaring you in the face. I really do. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Leeds versus Rotherham. So we've got undefeated Leeds, 5 wins in a row at home to bottom of the division. It's a golf, isn't it? It's got to be a big home win. I've played my bonus, but I'm going to go for a big score again. Leeds 4, Rotherham 0.
I'll just take the sensible road. 3-0. Happy with it.
Yeah, both heavy on Leeds. By the way, we are in association with Match Bingo here, and our mouthwatering matchup on Friday night. You can play along. I'm going to do exactly that if you're watching on YouTube right now. And there is my card. Confirmed purchase, £2. And I have got, there you go, view cards. My Sheffield Wednesday versus Birmingham City card, all ready to go. You can see that there if I sort my lighting out. You can head over to Match Bingo. If you're watching on the YouTube video, all you need to do right now, Sam, is click that QR code up on the screen and they'll know we've sent you Match Bingo. We thank them big style for partnering with us for these look ahead segments on the show. And for goodness sake, please play responsibly. Middlesbrough, Sam, versus Bristol City. And it's you up first.
I feel like I always back Bristol City to either win 2-1 or
Bristol
lose 2-1. Do you know what I mean? I just don't know what you're going to get. I think I have kind of been quite enthused about them the last few weeks, having seen them in the flesh, and I did enjoy watching them against West Ham. But I think it's a work in progress, and it's probably going to be a bit like Swansea. I know slightly different circumstances at the moment, but it's going to need another window and another pre-season. And for that reason, with maybe McGree, Silvera and Dieng back potentially involved for Middlesbrough, I'm going to go for Middlesbrough to win. I'm going to go for Middlesbrough to win well. 2-0.
Yeah. You said on the podcast, Middlesbrough really need to get focused and get going now. And maybe those players returning and maybe home advantage is going to allow them to do just that. They should have beaten Sunderland, Sam, shouldn't they? They should have been able to either get a second goal or see things out. So I'm going to assume, with Sunderland being slightly higher in the league, famous last words, that's going to be the case. So I'm very similar to you, but I'll go for Bristol City to score, Sam. Middlesbrough 2, Bristol City 1. And inform QPR versus in-form Norwich, isn't it? Both sides in good nick here going into this one. Where's my table? I need more information, Sam. Norwich 3 wins in 4, but QPR 7 points in 3. Not much separating them in terms of form, so I'll just go with squad quality, and I'll back Norwich. Sam, you got one on the nose last week with a 2-1 Norwich win, so I'm going to pinch that off you, and I'm going to say QPR 1, Norwich 2. What do you think about your R's?
Now, I don't remember it, but according to the website I've just looked at, QPR beat Stoke City by 4 goals to 2 on the 28th of November. I don't remember that, but if this website is correct, that's the last time QPR have scored 3 goals in a game. You know what's coming here.
You want bonus point here?
I want the bonio. I want the bonio. QPR 3, Norwich 2.
That's sensational. That's a
basically, my old man just used to say, for like eternity, always get a good game against Norwich. Always QPR Norwich is a good game. Just because once he saw like Rule Fox and Mark Robbins and Chris Sutton. I think Mark Robbins was probably a bit older, but they had this like collection of young players. Ian Crook would have been pulling the strings, and they just played really well. Like lovely stuff at QPR. So for forever and ever, he was just like QPR Norwich. Oh, always a good game. Always a good game.
Love it.
So there you go. What are you having there, mate? Sorry, I missed that.
I went 2-1 to
2-1,
them, their Canaries. And you're up first with this one then, Sam. The runaway train, Southampton versus Huddersfield. Quick caveat, guys, we're recording early in the week. If Huddersfield have a new manager, we don't know about it.
Do you know what? This could have been a little bonus point game. You could potentially go there. You haven't had yours yet, have you?
Yeah, I have. I went 4-2 Hull, didn't I?
Oh, you're having that? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Huddersfield to score and Huddersfield to potentially score first, but I'll go for a Southampton comeback 2-1 Saints.
Yeah, I can't. Every week I back Southampton to win, and normally we get it right, don't we? So I'm going to back Southampton again. I don't want to rain on anybody's strawberries, but when you were describing that win last week for Huddersfield, it was a bit outliery, wasn't it? A bit unviable that's going to happen again regularly. So let's go for a very simple 2-0. Southampton 2, Huddersfield 0. And what about this for a journey for those poor old Plymouth fans, Sam? Sunderland versus Plymouth. They're going to be leaving the previous day, I think, to get to this one. But they're used to it, aren't they? Now, I made a rule last week that until Plymouth win away, one of us has to predict Plymouth away win every week. But they only went and did it at Swansea, didn't they? So that rule is now out of the window for the Plymouth fans expecting that. And I'm going to back Sunderland for that reason. Plymouth to struggle with the long journey. Sunderland to get the home win. I will go. Yeah, go on. Let's have fun. 3-2. Sunderland 3, Plymouth 2, Sam.
I'm at the stage of the season now and the stage of this competition where I need to, make up points here. So I do fancy Sunderland, but in the aftermath of that away victory at Swansea, I'm going to give Argyle the benefit of the doubt. I will go for 2-2.
Desmond. Is that the first Desmond? Oh, no, you've got Cardiff Preston up there. The infamous Troy Deeney derby here. Watford versus Leicester. Sam, you're up first.
Yeah, I think obviously there's been improvements at Watford this season in that they've stuck with the same manager and everyone seems to have been kind of relatively satisfied with the fare on show. But bad defeat last time out. I think this will be kind of run of the mill for Leicester. I don't think there'll be too many goals in it, but I think it'll be as comfortable a 2-1 away win as you're likely to see.
Yeah, I've got my eyes on that record now. That I need 107, but the record's 106. I think you might see a bit of intensity for a little while from Leicester now. So let's go. Do you know what? Sorry, Watford fans. 3-0. Watford 0. Leicester 3. A cushy, comfortable one, which takes us to Sunday, and it's Coventry versus Millwall for our last fixture. I'm up first. This smacks of under 2.5, under 1 point. Doesn't smack of many goals, is what I'm saying. And I think it's a low-scoring home win. And I think Coventry bounce back from defeat at Carrow Road. Coventry 1, Millwall 0. Sam.
Yeah, that was in my mind there. Just a little subplot here. Joe Edwards and Andy Myers in the dugout for Millwall. Adi Vivash, who I mentioned on the Championship Check-In podcast, in the dugout for Coventry. Those guys are all at Chelsea within the academy at the same time. So there's nothing about Joe's tactics and his thought process on the game and Andy and the way AD works that they won't know about each other. So this will be really fascinating, given that AD Vivash is a big part of Coventry's tactics. And I can't remember who assisted who, but I would imagine they've been number 1 and number 2. What the permutation was, I can't really remember, but throughout the under 18s, under 23s, those guys were part of the furniture at Chelsea for about a decade. So that's interesting. I digress. Same thought process as you. I'll nudge it on 1. Coventry 2, Millwall 0.
Coventry 2, Millwall 0. There you go. Those are the predictions. Sam, there are 2 types of people in this world. There are people that make their predictions before the games take place, and there are people that comment on other people's predictions after the games have taken place. And we implore you to be the good type of people and get involved in those comments. Get your own predictions in. It's all a little bit of fun, but it's a great way to preview the weekend's bits and bobs. Sam, are you concerned now about this going to hell in a handbasket? You are 13 points behind.
Well, the teasers that we're set on the Championship Check-In podcast, that's the real quiz, because it is in fact a quiz.
Actual information. Yeah, right.
Yeah, actual knowledge. But this is my pride getting damaged here, basically showing me up that I've wasted like a 15-year playing career and 10 years in the media by not paying attention, basically, because you are wiping the floor with me, mate. You're 13 points to the good. So do you know what? I'm motivated to make something of a comeback, and I'm gonna have to start boxing clever, aren't I? I'm basically going opposite whatever you go for. So I'm up for the challenge, mate. But yeah, it's been embarrassing to this point.
Some tactical voting from Sam, and Sam just mentioned the teasers on the Championship Check-In podcast. We'll put it in between us, Sam, so you don't need to point. But if you head down to the middle there, you can see the latest episode. We'll stick the playlist up, an hour every Monday of Championship chat, and I would say it, but from surely the best EFL pundit, and you get him right here. So go and watch the latest episode and make sure you're signed up on wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time.